Have you noticed that the designs grabbing your attention these days aren't the cleanest ones? They're not the most polished. They're not perfectly aligned. They're not like AI smooth, hyper optimized, or algorithm approved. They're a little messy, a little rough, sometimes even a bit uncomfortable. And that's not an accident. Today, I want to talk about why imperfect designs are making a comeback, why designers are intentionally breaking the rules again, and why this shift says a lot about where we are in the industry and as creatives as a whole. For the last few years, graphic design has been very polished. Everything got cleaner, a lot more minimal, more optimized. We flattened logos. We neutralized color palettes. We rounded corners, and we smoothed off all those edges. And visually it worked. Design became accessible, scalable, efficient. But emotionally, something got lost. Because everything looked so perfect, nothing felt personal. And now, with AI generating perfect visuals in seconds, the industry, it's starting to feel kind of suffocated by its own polish. And that, my friends, is where imperfection comes in. When I say imperfect design, I don't mean sloppy or careless. What I do mean is things like rough typography, hand-drawn elements, collage layouts, glitch effects, unexpected spacing, just creating that whole visual tension. Design that feels human, the kind of design that doesn't try to disappear. It doesn't try to be neutral. It doesn't please everyone. And that is exactly why it's working. Because in a world of infinite content, personality is the new currency. This shift, it isn't random, it's a reaction. Designers were responding to things like algorithm fatigue, AI-generated sameness, and above all else, visual burnout. When everything starts looking interchangeable, people crave something that feels very intentional, even if it is imperfect. And here's the important part. Imperfection, it signals choice. It tells the viewer that this wasn't generated. This was considered. Someone made a decision here. And that in this day and age is very, very powerful. AI is incredibly good at making things look right, balanced, symmetrical, visually pleasing. But here's the thing, creativity, it doesn't always live in right. Sometimes it lives in tension, it lives in risks. It's a decision that almost doesn't work until it does. So AI, it's been flooding the visual landscape with polish. And the beautiful thing is right now designers are leaning the other way. Not because imperfection is trendy, it's because it's meaningful. Imperfection, it becomes a proof of authorship. And the audience, they could really feel that even if they can't articulate that. And okay, here's a quick story time. Recently, I was working on a project, and for this project, I sketched my own design. And what I've been doing is throwing it into AI to generate perfect elements, right? And that is the sample that I pitched to the client. But I don't know, just because this is a very conversational client, I showed him my sketch. And guess which one got selected? Not the AI version. He selected my sketch. Okay, but here's the hard truth. A lot of quote-unquote good design stopped working because now it feels boring. It was technically strong, visually correct, professionally executed, but very emotionally neutral. When brands are optimized for things like safety, familiarity, or universal appeal, then it has lost specificity. And specificity is the very thing that makes design memorable. And imperfect design, it brings back specificity. And let me back up a bit because this movement, it isn't about rejecting the fundamentals. Good imperfect design still understands hierarchy, contrast, typography, composition. The difference is that it bends its rules on purpose. There is a big difference between I don't know the rules and I know the rules, but I'm choosing to break one. That is the difference that separates chaos from character. And this shift, it's especially important for designers right now. Because if your work relies solely on clean layouts, trendy approved aesthetics, or polished execution, you're competing with tools that can do that instantly. Your work needs to communicate point of view, taste, cultural awareness, emotional resonance. You're not replaceable, so stop acting like it. Imperfect design rewards thinking. It rewards intention. It rewards designers that have something to say. And let's be honest, imperfect design is a bit riskier. Not everyone will like it. Some people will call it ugly, and there will be others out there who just don't get it. But here's the thing, memorability, it lives in risk. Brands that are willing to do a little uncomfortable stand out. Designers who take creative risks, they get remembered. Perfect design blends in, and imperfect design, it creates conversation. I don't think imperfect design is a trend that will disappear. I think that it's a correction, a reminder that design isn't just about solving problems efficiently. It's about expressing ideas clearly and honestly. As tools get better at perfection, humans will be valued for perspective. And perspective is a bit messy. It's subjective. It's human. So if you're a designer that has recently noticed more rough edges, texture, maybe a little more chaos lately, you're not imagining it. Design right now, it's reclaiming authorship. We are pushing back against sameness. We are choosing personality over polish. And honestly, I think that's very exciting. Because the future of graphic design isn't about being flawless like Beyonce. It's about being very intentional. And imperfection, done thoughtfully, that's the most important tool that we have. But okay, guys, that's all I have for you right now. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more just like this because I make videos every single week. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!